Hello everybody, I hope you guys are having a great Monday. Today we're going to be looking at this next system that could be moving throughout the parts of the Northeast, especially the coastal Northeast stretching down into the mid-Atlantic and then even into parts like the Tennessee Valley could see some snowfall. Really where I'm outlining right now, that's really the stripe of land that could be seeing some pretty good snowfall out of this system. So we're going to be talking about that. I don't have a forecast in this video, might have one in the next video, but we're going to be just really comparing what the models are showing and trying to get an overall understanding of what is most likely to occur. So here we start off with the National Weather Service. You see all these gray splotches all over the map. That's air quality alerts. I really don't know why there's about 10 different pockets of them, but I guess there's some air quality issues across the US. Some air quality alerts dotted all across from the southeast all the way through the central part of the country into the west. We have about seven areas of air quality alerts, and then we have also some winter weather advisories in effect for parts of Colorado and New Mexico, especially in those higher elevations. Now, this is the Clipper system kind of wrapping up. Winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories posted over parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, and northern Iowa as well. And then we have some special weather statements in effect for a large portion of the country and kind of dotted around just like the air quality alerts. The National Weather Service page is actually kind of weird today. A lot of random splotches of air quality alerts, wind advisories, special weather statements, all that's kind of just dotted around quite sporadically. Now, here is the GFS model, and we're going to look at total rainfall and total snowfall from this. Then we're going to look at the NAM 12KM model, and then we're going to look at the Canadian model. So here we go. Here's the snowfall starting to break out by Tuesday morning. So this would be right around Tuesday 4 a.m. So really, you're still sleeping at this point, but in just a couple hours, snow will still probably be falling, and you'll be waking up to go to work and school on Tuesday, and then continues into West Virginia and southern Pennsylvania. You're seeing some pretty hefty snowfall coming down at probably an inch to 2 inches per hour if the GFS were to be correct here, and then moves into the parts of the interior northeast and then finally the coastal northeast by Wednesday. This would be Wednesday for Eastern time. This would be Wednesday 7 a.m. And then as we continue on, it continues all the way into eastern most New England, all the way into Wednesday about 3 p.m. Now, here is your total rainfall from this system, and this is a good 1.5 to 2 inches over anywhere from Rhode Island down into West Virginia. And then if you get outside of that area, a couple banding areas where you could pick up close to 1.75 of an inch of rainfall. But for the most part, generally an inch to half an inch of rainfall. And then some pockets picking up 2 to 2.5 inches of rainfall. Now, here is what the GFS is showing as far as snowfall and sorry about that. Here's what the GFS is showing as far as snowfall is concerned, and you're seeing in these light blues that's about 2 to 3 inches, and then in the purples that's about 4 to 6 inches, and in the pinks that's about 6 to 12 inches. So you're seeing a good swath of about 4 to 5 inches, stretching all the way from eastern Arkansas into northern Mississippi, and then all the way up into the southern New England areas, and then surrounding that a good 2 to 3 inches, and then outside of that, generally just a coating to an inch of snowfall. Now here is what the NAM 12KM model is showing, a more high resolution model, and you see this is your original low pressure. This is going to move out. This was your Clipper system. It's kind of joining up with some moisture up from the Gulf, and that's going to lead to some rain showers. It's a very warm system. Temperatures over the south, really the east coast, could be in the 60s from this event, and then you'll see temperatures really crash as this piece of energy starts to move out, and then it'll bring some cold air which came in behind the system, kind of combined with that, bring some snowfall to these areas right here. So let's continue with the NAM 12KM model. This goes out to pretty much the entire event. I believe it does go out to the entire event. You see some scattered snow showers popping up over Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, and just a little bit over there in Texas, but that's probably not going to happen. Now, it starts to really get its act together as you get into Wednesday morning, and then as you get into Wednesday afternoon, it's entering the coastal northeast, and then it really departs fairly quickly, and you see another low pressure kind of spinning about, bringing some more showers into the interior northeast. Now, here is what we're looking at as far as snowfall from the NAM, pretty close to what the GFS is showing. The NAM has a pocket here of around 6 inches, I believe, south of Dallas here. So that's probably not going to happen. These areas don't see snow. I think they see snow every 6 years. That's when they see a snowfall. So the chance of them seeing 6 inches in December, that's very unlikely. So I'm not ruling. I think the most certain area is going to be from right here all the way up the coast. So this is your most certain area. If you're in here and you're seeing snowfall, you might see a few flakes, but this really isn't going to accumulate too much. Now, here, the CMC model, you're seeing that same low pressure. This is a more widespread type of model, so it's not as high resolution. Now, it starts to kind of get its act together again as you get into Tuesday. Tuesday, this would be right around Tuesday 2 p.m. So then, as you continue this, it's getting into parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the interior Northeast by Wednesday daybreak, and then it starts to really, with the heavy snowfall, starts to enter parts of the Northeast and the coastal Northeast and New England by Wednesday. This would be about 2 or 3 p.m. and then it departs. Now, here's what the CMC is showing as far as snowfall, and Canadian model showing a more widespread heavy snowfall. So on the order of about 4 to 5 inches widespread here, and then pockets seeing closer to 6 inches, and some areas seeing less than that, 2 to 3 inches, and then a coating to an inch surrounding that. Now, finally, we're going to look at your European model, and we're going to have to look at two regions here. It doesn't have a good region for this entire storm. So we'll look at here the Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, and the Great Lakes here, and then we'll look at the Northeast. So here's that system. You can kind of pick out where that low pressure is situated, somewhere in here. Bringing some snowfall on the backside of that to Iowa and Wisconsin, and then it's bringing really warm temperatures being surged up with that southern flow up to the coastal Northeast, coastal Mid-Atlantic, and then into the Southeast. Now, as we continue this, it continues. This is going by every 1 hour increment. So you're seeing this snowfall start to break out into Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky as you get into your Tuesday morning. So this would be around Tuesday, 6 or 7 a.m. So really the commute time is when this is going to be happening over Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Mississippi, Arkansas, and then you're seeing more snow start to break out, especially as you get into the Appalachian Mountains. Heavier snow as you get into the higher elevations in the Appalachians. That would be by Tuesday late at night. And then it continues. Mixing starts to occur over the I-95 corridor, and then it transitions over to snowfall by Wednesday, right as you're getting out of the door to go to work and school. Now here is the northeast view, and see, the same thing happens about a day or so, 24 hours of solid rainfall on and off, and then you see this snow start to develop over parts of interior Pennsylvania into the Hudson Valley, and then into western Massachusetts and central New England. Now, as we continue, you're starting to see that mixing on the I-95 corridor right at 6 or 7 a.m. So really, as that morning commute is going to be very messy over the I-95 corridor with some snow, sleet, and ice, and then some rain mixing in if this is a bit of a warmer solution. And then it really transitions to all snow as you start to get here by Wednesday morning, and then by Wednesday afternoon, it's more of a New England system, and then it departs out into the Atlantic by Wednesday night. Now, here is your total snowfall. We'll first look at this view, and you're seeing the European is the most accurate model usually, and in this case, it is the most kind of conservative model. So you're seeing 2 to 3 inches, but this is in the Appalachian Mountains mainly, and this is really in the higher elevations. And then the grays, that's really just a coating to 2 inches of snowfall, and that's a bit more widespread here. And so I'm agreeing with the European. I'm not thinking that this is going to be too big of a system, but it is something that's going to cause some pretty hectic commute, especially over some areas that might not be used to some snowfall. So, right, northern Texas, if you do get snowfall, that'll be quite a mess, I assume, over there. And then, especially in those Gulf states, that'll be a mess as well, that morning commute. So, now as we move over to the Northeast, we're seeing 2 to 3 inches over here in southern New England and into parts of the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. And then this kind of stripe over here, which is about 2 to 3 inches of snowfall, and that will mainly be in the higher elevations, and especially those areas that switch over to snow first over to the west of the I-95 corridor. So just to the west of the I-95 corridor, you're seeing this heaviest snowfall because they are going to transition first to snowfall. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and turning on notifications. I post almost daily, almost every day, and I would really appreciate if you guys do subscribe and leave a like. Also, turn on notifications so you never miss a video when I upload. Anyways, guys, that was Eli the Weather Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.